Hello and Merry Christmas, everybody. Today is a very, very unusual day for us. It is 71 degrees out, and it is 73 degrees in my bedroom currently, and that is unusual for this time of year. Usually it would be in the 30s or 40s, but today it's humid. And today I got a couple of phones here. The first one on the right is from Japan. The one on the left is from Ukraine. Well, actually not Ukraine, but it's from made in Latvia. The VEF TA68 in the Japanese phone is the model 601A1. I don't know exactly what company made. I know there's multiple companies that made the same model phone. There's a sticker here, and I think that was added later. The bottom would indicate, under the sticker, it would indicate what company it made, and I'll do an update with that later. But basically, the one on the right, we'll start with this one first. This is the 601A1, and this is the later model of the Model 600. This one was made around the 80s, and this one's in a nice turquoise color. I do have a 600A2 and a 600A1 on the shelf behind me in black, and they both had the, well, one of them, the A2, has the real fast dial here. I'm sorry it's so dark, but let's see if there's a light somewhere. Never mind. But these are the phones here. I wonder if I could turn this up. There we go. That's a little better. These are the Model 600s here. This is the 600A2 and the 600A1. This one's by Hitachi and this one's by Iwatsu Electric. And this one has the fast dial, if you can recall. And the dial's so fast it cannot, the numbers won't go through. I decided to keep it that way because that's how it was made. And this one here will go through because it's technically a normal. The 600A1s did have these speed dials, and then later they had the 600A2s that had the fast dials. And I even have a 601A2 over here as well. That is basically the same model as the one I have that I got for Christmas, but this one's in black and it also has a fast dial. I'll do a comparison with these two phones here in the future, and I'll talk more about that one later. But let's get back to the turquoise one. It's in good shape. It has the fast dial as well. And it'll need some oiling, just a teeny bit. It won't need a whole bunch. But these handsets are a little different because normally in for example a G1 handset, when you would take the caps off, you would have to fish the wire through if you took the handset cord out. But this one, when you take it off, this little part here, right here, comes off, and you could just there's like some indents where you can insert the wire to keep it from moving around in the handset. And I think that's pretty handy if you want to clean inside to get rid of like a musty smell or something, or add some fresh, like sometimes when I put cotton balls in the handsets and put some cologne on there to make it smell good inside. Yeah, there's no cracks, which is good. There's a little bit of a nick or something right there, but that's nothing major. What's different about these dials is that when you take the cover off, there is a screw right in the center, but that's not to take the finger wheel out. That is to take the whole spring out, and you don't want that. If you take this cover off and you take the finger wheel, there's like this mounting spider that has these three clips that kind of go out like that. There's like a thing that goes out like that to keep it clipped in. You would have to there's like three of them. There's like one here, and one here. And basically that takes the thing off. And if you do that, the spring will pop out. And you have to be really careful about that. And the other one, I had trouble doing it, but I managed to get through it. I didn't make the spring pop out. I used some rubber bands to keep it in while I was cleaning the rest of the dial. But that's pretty tricky for beginners, so I'd be careful with that. The dials weren't meant to be that speed. And I think that's kind of cool. I wish the dials went this fast here, because imagine how easier, like if we did the 911, like that'd be so easier, so much easier. And look at the bottom here, we have the 601A1, and this looks like it's May of 1999. Maybe that's when it was purchased or refurbished. I don't know. And yeah, this one has the unusual type. If you look at a doorbell, for example, a modern day doorbell, they have, or like a xylophone, the little bells are flat. Basically, the bells in this phone are like that. I don't know if you can get a sound. Kind of get a sound. That's what it sounds like. And I'll do a ringing test when I'm doing the final video of it. But that's a pretty distinct sound. I think it's kind of like a cute sound, you know, instead of the traditional bells. It has an interesting sound to it. And I'll do you know, a ringing test when I get that one done. Now to move on to the next one. This is from Riga, Latvia. And this one was built in the year I can't tell for sure right now, but it's a TA-68 made in the USSR by VEF Transistors of Riga, Latvia. And this one is a nice sunny yellow. What's cool about this one is this one has actually like an older type dial. This one has the cover right here. Basically it screws off. I know the older dials sometimes would actually have the numbers on here, and this part doesn't actually spin along with the rest of the dial, and it stays the same. Like if I were to put like a sticky note on here, for example, you see that's there, that stays. That's not spinning with it. I thought that was kind of cool, and it would have the number